shit! Hello, I'm Saukki. I'm here at the Velomobile Center Finland, and in this video I'm going to test ride the Alpha 7. So this is the Alpha 7. It's pretty nice looking vehicle. Open wheel wells. Here's derailleur hatch. Let's look inside. Ooh. Here's the derailleur. Elastomer suspension. And Kellerman lights here. Lift handle. Yes, this is not very heavy. I think this is one of the lightest bikes available. Let's look inside. Okay, so here's basic stuff. Here's the steering handle. Seat mount. By the way, this came with seat not mounted, so if you are going to buy this one, Alpha 7, keep in mind that you probably have to mount the seat by yourself. It was about 2 hours of extra work to figure out how to mount the seat. I did ask Jan from Velomobile World why they ship these with seat not mounted, and he said that there's multiple different size seats available for Alpha 7, so they have figured out that it's best if the customer mounts the seat they want. And by the way, don't do as we did. Instead, watch the instruction video from velomobileworld.com first, and then follow the instructions and mount the seat. And here's the front cover. And here we have big chain ring. I don't know how big. How big the chain ring is? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Is it 72 or something?
Yeah, 70.
Okay, let's climb in and let's go for test ride. The manhole is actually, it's pretty narrow here and also quite short this way. So pretty tight fit here. This part is very narrow and this part is very close. Yeah, okay. Let's put the cover on. Okay, so here are these. Yeah, this is not going to go anywhere, very tight. Okay. Alpha 7, let's go. You can actually see quite well through these little holes. Okay, let's go. Yeah, here we go. Very noisy. Okay, here we go fast. Damn, my camera system is flapping over there, making some stupid noise. Okay, here's an intersection. Let me turn here around. No, wrong way. Fuck. Annoying beep from that turning signal. Yes. Go away, stupid noise. Yes, this manhole cover, this is very tight fit. I have pockets full of stuff, so very difficult to climb in with the pockets full of stuff. This was making noise here, so I have to sort this one out. Okay, actually the seat was pretty comfortable, even though I don't have the Okay, so my stuff flies around here because there's nothing to stop it to go over there. Seat was actually pretty comfortable even though there's no venti seat here. Then we had to mount these mirrors by ourselves because they came not installed from the factory. I don't know why. And I guess we put them a little bit too much outside here because it was pretty difficult to see the mirrors through this part of the visor. We should have mounted them a little bit over there more. I asked Jan also about the mirrors. He said that they allow the customer to choose place for the mirrors. That's why they ship these with mirrors not mounted. There are some blind spots on the racing hood. The visor is a little bit further away than on my Quattrovelo, so the viewing angle is more narrower. Airflow was actually pretty nice inside. There's a lot of airflow and I could actually see through this boom. Very nice. So there was nice airflow, but I was also riding the visor a little bit open like this. These were actually, I could see out from these actually pretty well. It was surprising. Kellerman lights. Hey, let's see the indicator lights. Yeah, it is pretty visible, quite bright, very nice. But this noise is annoying. Okay, go away noise. But if you are going to buy this, I really recommend that you buy some kind of floor mats. Everything is rattling very much around here because there's nothing to dampen the sound. It was pretty noisy. I guess the floor mats would make sense here if you are going to use this for commuting, for example. Okay, nice looking vehicle. Really nice. I guess this is the Aigu X headlight. I know it's pretty bright. It was this one flapping in the wind. Okay, now let's try to climb back in. This is really tight fit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Especially with this stuff in my pockets. But when you get inside, it's very comfortable here. Should have adjusted the cranks a little bit closer, but it's okay for this test ride. I get some kind of feeling about this. Some kind of neck rest would be nice here. This is pretty hard, this part, so it's right shape, but some kind of padding would be nice to soften it a little bit. And the handlebar goes like this, and there's some velcro in there, so it stays like that. Pretty clever. Okay, now let's put the racing hood back on. Okay, these rubber straps, these are keeping this very well in place. It's not going to go anywhere. Let's see if the bike computer picks any GPS. Then we could see some kind of speed. The suspension doesn't feel as comfortable as my Quattrovelo, but that's not surprising. This is more like a racing velomobile, and my Quattrovelo is more like commuting or touring velomobile. Okay, now let's go fast. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! There was a nasty jump, but this handled very well. This feels very solid. No problems with the handling. Actually, this feels more solid than my Quattrovelo. Oh shit, some bad asphalt. I have to remember that this is three-wheeler, so I have to avoid all the cracks of the road and bumps and stuff.
Okay, so the GPS was just a mess. The signal wasn't very strong inside the velomobile.
My GPS unit was in my pocket most of the time, so very bad reception. But Strava claims my top speed was about 59 km/h, and I have no idea if this is true or not. The way back was just a mess. I did also take a look at the bottom of the Alfa 7. Here you can see the front strut and the steering plate, and here you can see the flat bottom. There's plenty of drainage holes at the bottom, which is a good thing. My Quattro doesn't have this good drainage. Unfortunately, I didn't take a proper look at the ground clearance, but from this clip we can kind of see that at least Alfa has more ground clearance than Milan SL. And here's a shot of the seat. It's actually quite easy to take off by just lifting it off. Then you can get better access to the luggage space behind the seat. And by the way, I guess the racing hood should fit in there behind the seat when not needed. You know, we mounted these in the wrong position, these mirrors. Oh shit. Now it's very good position if you ride without the racing hood, but we didn't realize that when the racing hood is on, the visor is here, so it kind of blocks the view. I just don't understand why they don't mount these in the factory. They could easily put it in the right position for us, so we don't have to do it. Okay, this was fun.
Did you feel any difference in stability? I guess there weren't any sharp corners, but...
No. Well, the Alfa was... I felt it was very solid. Oh. And actually it's much more stable than the Quatrovelo, I feel. Even though Quatrovelo has 4 wheels. But the steering feels so much different.
Okay.
It must be something to do with the steering geometry that this one, the steering feels much more stable.
Yeah.
The Quatrovelo steering is a little
Can
bit
you feel
twitchy.
now?
Oops, it seems that I forgot to shoot the outro to this video. But I think that's all for today. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. There's going to be some interesting videos. For example, next week I'm going to test ride the Milan SL. You are not going to want to miss that one. And after that, I've made some few interesting videos with the Quatrovelo. So those will be very interesting. So please subscribe and also click that bell icon so you can get notifications when I post new videos. And then visit my web shop and buy something like this kind of awesome t-shirts or something else. But anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.